My grandpa was a Quaker, and we had quite a lot of relationship together, talking and so forth, and he had quite an influence on my life. So I guess I envisioned myself as a conscientious objector, but when Pearl Harbor happened and the other people around me were going to war, I felt that it was not only my duty but my privilege to serve the country. I'm not sure why, but after extensive weapons training, then I wound up in a non-combat position as a telephone wireman.
Despite the benefit of a largely pacifist upbringing, technician Robert Maxwell nonetheless found himself thrust into the heat of combat on September 7, 1944, in the small border town of Besançon, France.
Besançon is a crossroads city in the area between France, Switzerland, and Germany. Colonel Hankus set up our headquarters in a stone building, which it was a house, somebody's house. A stone wall was erected about 3 or 4 feet high surrounding the house. We were stationed behind the wall in a defensive position, and the rifle companies were supposedly out on each flank, to our left and to our right. The Germans had apparently infiltrated past the rifle companies. Now this I didn't know at the time, I learned it later, that they were surrounding the command post and it was in danger of being captured. It was probably 2 o'clock in the morning or sometime about then. Several grenades had been thrown against the wire and they bounced off and landed outside the courtyard, and of course nothing happened. They exploded harmlessly on the outside of the wall. But one of them must have come through a hole in the fence or something. I'm not sure how it got there. But I heard it land. I couldn't see any sign of it. I look at what I thought about doing, picking the grenade up and throwing it back as the worst possible thing I could have done, other than get up and run. Because with the grenade in my hand ready to throw back, it would have gone off, and there would have been quite a bit of devastation in the command post. Realizing the time was up, and all I could do was just grab my blanket, shove it up to my chest, and drop one. When I came to, there was no one around. The command post had been evacuated and everyone was gone. I got up on my feet and staggered over to the door of the house. I thought I heard someone inside. Sure enough, there was Lieutenant Johnson taking the wire off the phone. And I said, "Lieutenant, could you help me back to the rear? I think kind of bad shape." And he said, "Well, you wait till I get the wire off the phone and we'll go." So I draped an arm over his shoulder and bled all over him, and we left. The grenade had taken off quite a portion of my instep just ahead of my right heel. And of course my left arm bicep muscle was torn out, and left temple was hit about a 1/4 inch from my eye. Most of those things I didn't feel too much except my foot, and I started grumbling about that. And Lieutenant Johnson says, "We got to get out of here. The Germans are right behind us." So we kept going until pretty soon a Jeep came along. I remember laying across the hood of the Jeep, Lieutenant Johnson inside, and we went back to the aid station.
Maxwell's decisive action saved the lives of his 3 comrades, keeping Allied communications open during the temporary withdrawal of the battalion's forward headquarters.
The Medal of Honor, when I wear it, it seems like a heavy weight on my neck, that I'm not wearing the medal for any personal deeds, but I'm wearing it because it represents all the casualties that we had in the war, represents those who were killed defending their country and the ideals that they believed in. Paul Harvey says there are 2 things in America that represents peace, and one is the Cross of Christ and the other is the Congressional Medal of Honor. And I thought that was quite amazing that he would say that. There's no similarity until you get to thinking about it. Christ gave his life to save the world, and in a way we're giving our lives to gain freedom for the world, not particularly for America, but for all countries.